We are looking to enhance the Sports Heroes project from the YByte Python curriculum available at www.ybyte.in. Previously, we saw how we could do union and intersection in a very flexible manner. Now we are going to extend that into what we call, let's say, one of the winners. So, for example, we told winners only of Wimbledon but not French Open. Winners, for example, only of French Open and not Wimbledon. Now, this is a little bit more involved than, let's say, intersection and union, but also quite interesting. The first thing to understand is that, look, there are n such sets. Now, how do I see this? Well, when we had, for example, two tournaments, Wimbledon, French Open, we had one set which is this yellow portion, Wimbledon, but not French Open. The other one was the French Open, but not Wimbledon. In the case of three, it's going to be yellow, gray, and blue. Basically, Wimbledon, but not these two. French Open, but not, let's say, Wimbledon and say US Open, and so on. When we have four of them, once again, there's going to be one, two, three, four. So that's the basic rule, that there are four of these, which means that, we are going to form a list of sets which does this, 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 and this in our flexible function. Next, we realize that these sets are given by tournament winner set minus the union of all the other tournaments. Now, this is actually quite interesting. Let's say we have only one set. Well, in that case, I'm saying that, look, let me look at this tournament and minus off the portion which has been occupied by this tournament. Now, in this case, there's only one. So I will basically go and minus off this portion. I'll be left with just the yellow part. When we have two sets or say three sets, I'm saying that, okay, look, if I'm interested in only one, I'm going to look at the set which is one minus of the union of these two. And again, Venn diagram makes it very clear. Basically, if I take this set and this set, well, I can just minus off the union between these two from the original set, and I'll be left with only one. Extend this to four sets, and in fact, the principle remains exactly the same. So if I'm interested, let's say, only in this yellowish portion, that's only one, I can look at this entire set over here, which is formed with the union of all these three. I can take my original set and minus off the union of all those. Now, you might wonder that, the way it's drawn here, for example, 3 is completely contained inside 0, inside 2 and 4, but that's just this particular diagram. In general, I'm going to have to do a union of all these three and subtract it from the original set. In fact, this leads me to the general rule that I'm going to find out by find the difference between the tournament winner set minus the union of all the other tournaments. Now we'll keep finding this one by one and keep adding them in the list of sets. Also, for the purpose of displaying the results, I must know what the tournaments are. Basically, for example, Wimbledon, French Open, and so on. And I can do that by adding another argument to my function. And we'll see this in a moment. So I get back to my code over here. Remember, this is the comparative analysis flux function. I'm going to now build this feature of, let's say, telling me one, winners of just one tournament, not others. So the way we would do this is I'll, create a list called, say, single, say, tournaments, um, single tournaments, and I just create this as an empty list. Now this is going to be a list containing sets. So I'll create n sets and put them one by one inside this list. So like I said, I'm going to do for kk in range of n. I will first find out which set I'm looking at presently. And I want to do a union of everything else. So this A list will contain all numbers except kk, and I can do that using list comprehension. So I just go and say x for x in range n if x is not equal to kk. So basically it will have, for example, if kk is 0 and n was 2, so I'll have 1 as the as a. If kk was 0 and was 3, then I'll have 1 and 2, for example, in this list. So I'm excluding the one that I'm looking at presently. Using list comprehension, I can create this list. Now, why am I creating this list? Well, because I just want to do a union of everything that's remaining from except kk. So I just say union rem is, let's say, an empty set. Exactly the same argument that we used to form the union of all the sets. So I can just go and say for ai in A, well, union remaining is equal to union remaining or winner set AI. So basically this is like saying, look, I start with an empty set I keep progressively finding the union between this set and all the other sets which are contained inside this list AI. And since winner sets itself is a tuple, I'm indexing into the tuple and finding those sets, finding a union here. Think about it, very interesting. Having done this, I will find so I call it SD, is let's say winner sets KK. So I look at a specific set. Now from here, I minus the union remaining. So that is this, right? So basically, I find this particular set, and then of course I want to put this in a list. So I just go and say single tournaments dot append, for example, SD. So this will happen, for every KK, and hence there'll be n values inside the single tournament. Now, the next challenge is for me to be able to display these results. Remember previously I was saying things like only French Open, only Wimbledon, and so on and so forth. I now need to get these names. So I'll take this piece of code over here and I'll just go and paste it, let's say, in my function. Now, how do I know that these are Wimbledon, French Open, US Open, and so on and so forth? Well, these names must come to me as arguments. So I'm just going to say, well, only, and let's say plus say t name and kk. Of course, we run this sort of for loop. So, and I just make it, let's say, plus not say others, right? So others. So what I'll do is to say, okay, look for kk in range n, because I know there are n of those. Let us put the tournament name like this. Oh, sorry, my bad here. And of course, the set that we are then looking at is single tournaments kk, because single tournaments contains all this information. So I just go and say single tournaments kk. Notice first this for loop runs and then this for loop runs, right? So basically, uh, single tournaments KK is what I need to look at, right? So I will just go and do this. And this should really be all I need. Let me just make sure it's all okay. But of course, to be able to use this, I must have this argument tname coming into me. Remember, we are using a variable argument here, and it's always, positional arguments, args, and then quarks. So here we don't have quarks, but we do have positional arguments, so that I put in the beginning tname. And when I call this function now, I am going to call it, for example, with the names of the tournament. So I just go and say Wimbledon, and say French Open. I pass this as a list, and then remaining I'm flexible to give as many as I want to. Of course, I must make sure that the length of this list is equal to the arguments that I'm providing is my number of, let's say, sets to be analyzed. So when I now run this, if I look at analysis.dat, I go down all the way to the end. In fact, we see similar analysis coming in. I just need to, add some spaces here so that it looks better. So only Wimbledon, I need a space after only. I need a space before the not, and I can fix that quite easily. I'll just go and, let's say, when I do this, so I need a space after only, and I need a space before not. So, this is a simple way to fix it. This will make the formatting pretty good. Later on, we'll see we can pass in more arguments to this. And the function will take care of the fact that there are more arguments. I hope this was useful to you. Very interesting. Think about it. We are using logic with the principles of sets to create all these effects and making this code quite flexible. In general, creating such activities makes programming fun and also makes our learning very effective. Look at our website www.ybyte.in, because this is how we learn Python programming at Ybyte. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.